About 50% or more of all companies go under. And they go under because people don't have the fundamentals of business down. If you don't have them down, your chances are a lot higher, probably 70, 80%. Today we're going to talk about some of the fundamentals of business, and I want to show you a few things that will help you make some money. My book and what this video is about the mad consultant and his $100,000 promise. I'm the mad consultant. And the joke about that is I have a lot of clients that I work with, and sometimes we get into pretty heated arguments about things. I feel like that's my job. I'm not really mad though, and they know I'm not mad. I'm passionate about their business. But all of my clients, I've put this type of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, even $300,000, $400,000 into their pockets year over year, because I get them to the point where they're running their business fundamentally. And I think I can do it with virtually any company that has at least $400,000 in sales, up to however much. And if you're a larger company, I can make you a lot more than $100,000. But I chose $100,000 because it's a good round number. It's a number that everybody would like to get to when they first start off, and it's a doable number. And I base that on this premise. If there's somebody in your industry, in your market, that's doing it, in other words, they're making $100,000 and they're doing it, and they're in the same industry, in the same market as you, then why can't you do it? And I don't care what industry you're in, I can go out there and find a competitor or find somebody who's making this type of money, maybe a lot more. But again, $100,000 if you're a small business is a good place to start, and if you're not making $100 grand, I can get you there. My book and this video will focus on 10 areas. There's a lot more areas than these 10. You know, you can talk about processes, accounts receivable, you can talk about exit strategies, you can talk about all these things. But in all my work with hundreds of customers, this is what I found were the 10 key areas. And out of these 10 key areas, there's actually like 3 or 4 of them that are the key of the key areas. And we'll focus on one of those today, but I'll cover all of these over time in this video, and you'll see, and if you want to get my book and read about it, it will tell you. These areas right here is what makes a business successful. You have to have good cash management. You have to be keeping good numbers, and this is the type of thing that if you're not doing these, I do get mad. Because this is fundamental, and if you can't do cash management, if you don't have cash coming in, you're not running it right, and you're not paying your bills right, you're not going to make it. You have to know your true cost. That comes from keeping good numbers. You have to have a sales and marketing plan, or at least you need to be bringing in business, profitable business. If you're not profitable, I can tell you you're missing out on one of 2 areas. You're either pricing yourself too low or your costs are too high, and that's what we're going to talk about today. You need productivity from your workers and your management. Incentive is tied to productivity. Those two go hand in hand. It's one of the major ways you get productivity. If you're going to ask more from your workers and you're not going to pay them anymore, good luck. It usually doesn't happen. But a good plan here, incentive and productivity together, will get your workers wanting to stay. It'll increase your tenure, and it will get you the productivity you need. This is probably your biggest cost, and it's a big one we'll talk about. You need to have a weekly report and action plan. That's huge with every company I've been in, and the ones that follow it and do it, they're successful. You have to have an expense review and reduction. This is an area that most consultants focus on. They think they can come in and cut all your costs, cut employees, cut costs, do all these things. I leave it down here at the end. I've kind of put these in the order of how I go in and consult. And I put it down here because it needs to be looked at, but it's not the most important thing. Finally, you have to plan and budget. It's not the most important thing, but you have to have some sort of plan, and we'll talk about that some more.